Hey, crypto investors, Jay here, and welcome to the 2025 alt season. Many of us has been waiting for quite a number of years, and I thought this session I'll just provide some framework and thought process on how you might want to approach this alt season that's already happening. Some of you may have already seen coins like Doge or XRP, especially having some significant pump early on, and this is just the beginning. So let's get started. Now, the parabolic run is starting, and obviously, some of you may have quite a bit of bitcoins, and it's time for you to probably think about shifting heavier towards the altcoins. Now, if you want to make significant gains here, yeah, Bitcoin is not going to make it. You're probably going to get, like a 2x or something, for Bitcoin. So, if you want to be safe, then that's probably where you want to be in. People who say that Bitcoin is going to 300 or $500,000, that's just not going to happen. So, with the current price of Bitcoin around 100K, we're seeing somewhere around maybe 200K. If you're really lucky, it goes up to 300, which is really unlikely. And that's just a 3x. But if you want to get a significant amount of returns, you have to look into the altcoins. So I think there's a big issue about altcoins, as many of us know. There are over a million altcoins out there, and I think one of the challenge should be, about asking the question, how do you get great coins that can do, things like a 50x, for example. This is 2017 alt season, right? In the case of XRP, for example, how do you pick these coins over here, like XRP in 2017 or XLM, who can that can easily do a 50x, for example. So that would be for 2017. Now, if you fast forward 4 years later, which is 2021, then you have coins like Data 50x. If you get in from about even at the 6 cents, for example, or 7 cents, can get a 50x. Quant, for example, 40x. From $2. Or Chainlink, that did a 30x. Even from 50 cents or 40 cents, around there. So, how do you find these coins, right? And fast forward 2021, which is this year, I think that's where the challenge is. How do you find these coins? And I'll give you a couple of hints over here on what we do, and some of the thinking around here. So one is, unless you want to get lucky trading meme coins, and doing trenching and by some of the traders out there. These are probably high frequency trades, and you got to get into some lucky meme coins that could do 50 or 100x. Um, or the other thing you might want to avoid is the investing into what is referred to as dino coins. These are older coins, and that's something that you might review your portfolio in. If you are having coins, for example, that has been around for the second or third cycle, you would be most likely potentially experiencing the diminishing return. Now, we'll give you a couple of examples of ETH versus Sol over here. Now, some of you may have heard like that, a lot of people may be trashing ETH, for example, this cycle because it hasn't been performing really well compared to, say, Solana on the left, right? Or Ethereum on the right. Now, you can see Ethereum in the current cycle, it's doing the third cycle, right? So that's one of the things that, you might want to consider is for each cycle, there has been diminishing returns. So if you're not picking coins from this cycle, then potentially you might not be able to get a lot of high returns. And I'm talking about, 30, 40, 50x over here. And also, like Ethereum, right? People are trashing Ethereum in this cycle. That's partly because, Ethereum has been doing the third cycle and it has experienced a lot of diminishing return compared to, say, Solana. Now, if you look at Solana, currently is doing its second cycle on the left over here. And if you look at the first cycle that Solana did, for example, back in 2021, or Ethereum back in 2017, for example, it has been amazing. So one thing you will learn is, um, the coins that are doing the first cycle will have tremendous amount of return. And not only that, here's something, some great alpha for you to refer to. If you look at the structure over here, right, Solana, for example, did this first structure, which you might say, gee, that would be the first one, and it's got some kinks around here, for example. Saw some kinks around there before it did the second structure on the top over here, right? And then you will see the final blow off top, which it did over here. That would be the third one. Now, if you look at Solana this cycle, obviously though it's doing better than Ethereum, but you might question, how much upside potentially it could have, because Solana seemed to be doing what Ethereum second cycle is doing. So, which is why even some of us are saying, Sui, for example, is doing better than Solana, and that is true, and it will continue to do better. And why is the case? It's because Sui is experiencing the very much the first cycle, and Solana is doing the second cycle at this point. So, um, so how high could Sui, for example, go? If you look very carefully, it's sort of doing its first kink over here, which is the structure, and it's probably has completed its first major structure over here, and you would see like there's the second, and then there's this third one over here. So most likely, if you ask me, it's probably Sui is going to go up into the $30 or even the 40, could be higher, but somewhere in the 30s, I think it's very practical. So that would be one option for you to consider, that Sui could have potentially another 10x to go, or more, depending on how bullish it is. So, if you want to, you know, uh, stay close to Sui, for example, that's something later on you can check in with me, and we can discuss more about it. All right, so Sui, for example, would definitely be more bullish than Solana moving forward, and Solana will be more bullish than Ethereum. Why? It's simply Sui is doing its first cycle, Solana is doing the second, and ETH is doing its third cycle. So that's something, that's the reason why, you might want to review your coins to understand more around, are you investing coins that you are comfortable with, and that might be fine, right? Because those are probably safer coins, because they have proven themselves that they're continuously going to be bullish moving forward. Except, the return will not necessarily be as high as coins during the first cycle. So if you are interested to see what we do over here, you can have a look at our community where we have high conviction 2025 altcoins, looking at 30 to 50x. Also, very importantly, if you do not have a good exit or rotation strategy, that's something to think about, right? If you don't know when to get out, and people say that, well, you can't really time the top. I think people who say that, they just haven't done their homework. And if you that's something that you're keen to understand more, especially you have a lot of investment going in, that's something you want to make sure you have it under your belt. Now, of course, the past performance does not guarantee the future, and that's just how it is. But having said that, what we do in 52 community, it's heavily rely on data and charting, not the traditional sense, but that's how we get a lot of conviction trades over there. Okay. Things that you can do if you want, you can come to our website here, 52, which will have it on the link out there. If you're keen to understand more, come to our hotline over here. Just come here and click over here and set up some half an hour chat. Happy to chat with you guys in regards to your portfolio or more about the membership. I can look to sign up over here if you are interested in, or join our subscribe to our free newsletter to keep track on the all season. For example, if you want to know whether the all season or Bitcoin has come to an end, that's where you can subscribe. Hey, I hope you find this useful, and hopefully you would find your way through this all season to get the to maximize your return. Hey, see you guys soon.